Well, hello, my friends. Welcome back to another Wednesday conversation. I'm here with my good friend Beth English. We're going to talk about today all things video, particularly on Instagram video, the future of the platform. Are you ready for that? Are you already making and doing video content for your own page as an artist? So before we talk about that, hi, Beth. Good to see you again. How are you?
Good to see you. I'm doing great. I love this topic. I was just talking about this with a friend about how powerful video is going to be on Instagram. So
Mhm.
I would love to hear your tips because I know I have gone through a transformation of being more comfortable using video, and it
Mhm.
wasn't easy. So for those of you out there who are wanting to get more comfortable in front of video, I'm right there with you. So ready for this.
Absolutely. So first of all, kind of like to get started, a little bit of the background of why we're doing this conversation, and then maybe let's talk about a little bit of our own experiences and what we have done, to kind of overcome our own fear of video. Because believe it or not, I was also afraid of video, as Beth said too. And obviously, we are here every Wednesday, so some things have gone better. So, well, first of all, the reason we're doing this conversation is because recently the chief of Instagram came and did a actual video on Instagram talking about the future of the platform. And among the things he said is like, very specifically, he said, video is going to be a prominent type of content on Instagram. He said how people come to Instagram for entertainment and they love videos and they're watching a lot of videos. So what are they going to do? Well, they're going to push more video, right? They're going to make it more also, I guess, more fluid within the platform. He says that there will be some updates already coming in the next couple months or so. So that means they're going to be really pushing video. And so the good news for us as artists is like, if we are already creating content with video or we want to start that, it's going to be great because whatever the platform wants to do or wants to push, that means you're going to get some free organic reach, right? Because just like anything else, when they come out with a new feature, when they come out with with Instagram Live, if you did a live, they give you a lot of visibility. When they come out with Reels, anything, stories, you name it. So that means if they're going to be pushing more video, and we have to see specifically, how they're going to do that. My guess is that, right now when you scroll on Instagram, everything is still within the square section. Even if you have a reel, it's not a full immersive experience. You only see a section,
Mm-hmm.
you have to click on the reel. My
Mm-hmm.
guess is like they're going to make it more full screen from the get-go so that it becomes more fluid, kind of like TikTok, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as we all know, Instagram is also, battling with TikTok, see who wins the video battle. So I think it's gonna be great. So I thought that today maybe we share just kind of some tips on how will we have overcome better than how we have overcome our own fears of video and why we decided to jump. Why that's why we're doing these Wednesdays conversations for way over a year already.
Mm-hmm.
Just to get very comfortable with this. So
Mm-hmm.
Beth, maybe we'll start with you. You said that you were afraid of video. So tell us about that. I could never tell that.
Well, yes, I did not like being on video. I did not like making videos of myself or watching videos of myself ever. I think it has something to do with like an old childhood wound of just being filmed at my dance recitals as a
Okay.
little girl. But like I've been the same size since I was 13. So I was like this giant like teenager and all these like girls who were little in my dance recitals. And so I hated watching myself on video because I was so different from
Mm.
all the other girls in my class because I just matured like much faster than
Mhm.
everybody else. And that made me feel different and or ashamed. And so I carried that with me for a
Mhm.
really long time.
Mhm.
And I'd been on video like here and there, but I was never really that comfortable. But what it took was just doing these Wednesday videos with you, Sergio, over the course of a year. Now I feel totally more comfortable. Like I can just be myself and I just it's just it's so different and it was just came with repetition, right? Just
Mhm.
consistent action towards creating the content, putting it out there and realizing that this fear that I had
Right.
was an illusion that was
Right.
a block to what I was doing now. So,
Right.
if that's you, I would go back and find out, well, where is this fear coming from and how can you give it a voice? so that it can be released and not continue to be a block. And so this is a lot of the stuff that I work on with artists in my coaching program, is how to overcome these types of fears, how to acknowledge these blocks, and how to release them. So
Super.
I do it for myself. I'll help anyone else who wants help with that too.
I love it. If I were to look back also at my own fears, I love what you mentioned, because I can point them right away. And for me, was I immigrated to the United States when I was 16 years old, so English becomes my second language. So my big excuse or obstacle was like, well, I don't have the perfect English. I sometimes make mistakes. I pick the wrong words, or I mispronounce a word that now it sounds totally different. And so, like, why would I even bother to do that, right? People are going to laugh, or they're not going to understand, or whatnot. And so for a long time, that kind of prevented me from actually showing up, until I took the courage to say, okay, I'm going to start doing more video. And as you said, exactly, repetitions. I said, I'm going to do breakfast with Sergio right from my kitchen table in the morning as I had my breakfast. So I started, just click record and just go, and said, no matter what happens, I'm just going to do it, commit to it. And that started, right? So, now 370 episodes later, it's still going. And the more you make it, the easier it gets. If I go back and I look at episode 1, it's totally different. I'm nervous. I'm not confident at all on what I'm doing. But we all start there. Nobody starts being good at, showing up, in video form. And that is something that is super, super important. So maybe we can give our friends also a couple of tips, maybe that they can do. The other day, I was helping an artist who was afraid of video. Say, okay, I gave him a challenge. This is what you're going to do for 30 days. You're going to do a quick live Instagram story. The fun thing about Instagram story, video, is that it's going to be going in 24 hours. So who cares? A lot of times we are afraid that I do this video now, the whole world is going to see it. It's going to be there forever. It doesn't have to. If you do an Instagram story, do one, every day or every 3 days for a month, you'll get good at it. You'll be surprised how much that will ease you up, the being in front of the camera. And he did it, and he completed it. And we did an Instagram live together, and it was really fun. So what is one tip maybe share that you could share with some of our friends who may be afraid of video, or their voice, or how they may be looking up in the screen?
Well, what I have done is like just taken my phone and just recorded myself doing all sorts of things. Like if I felt inspired to make a video, like I would just think about doing it for myself, and like no one would ever watch it. Right. And that makes me feel a lot more comfortable doing it that way. And then thinking, well, this is actually pretty good. I could edit it, or I could like just put this little clip or whatever. And I always feel confident in that. Another thing, which is actually really surprising, is that I use this app called Marco Polo to talk with my very closest friends. So it's like a walkie-talkie kind of app thing. And I'm really comfortable talking to my best friends. And so I notice how I show up on video on that app versus how I show up on video when I'm doing it for Instagram. And so I just try to remind myself before I even hit record, like if I was talking to my very best friend, how would that come across? How would that sound? And then I start the video and pretend as if I'm speaking to that particular person.
I love that too, because that's how, when we started the Wednesdays, we've known each other for some time, and we have done things together. We've also been together in the same room and, sharing with artists and things like that. So, when the first time we recorded, it's like we were sitting across the table and having a conversation. And so it was like a natural easiness to it. So I love that, kind of when you're going to do a video, think about who's that person on the other side with a name that you are, sharing it to. So that's a great one. Another one that I would love to also share is that this idea that today, all these apps like TikTok and Instagram, they give you tools that you can do to make the video fun. A lot of times, if you're not good at video, you're going to be like this, or just kind of not feeling like you are in your natural element. Well, you can now add music. You can put some filters, to ease some of that tension and make it fun. And also, you don't have to be there for too long. 15 seconds is more than enough. And I tell a lot of artists who a lot of times are introvert, it's like, hey, here's the thing you can do. You don't have to necessarily be speaking to the phone itself. You can show up through video by just showing your hands at work, showing your feet walking into your studio. One that I like to recommend artists, like, he's a good one, like, do a quick reel video where you're opening the door of your studio with your hand. You walk us into your studio, you're inviting us into your space, then show us around 360. 10, 15 seconds of that, give it some music, and boom. It's really personal, because you're walking into the studio with the artist, and it's like you're showing up without actually talking or showing your face, or if you feel uncomfortable with that. So in other words, there's many ways of showing up.
Right. It's all about experimenting, having fun, getting curious, finding out what feels good for you, because if it feels good for you, it's going to feel good for your audience.
Absolutely. So the way I want to end this episode is I want to give our friends a little challenge today. Okay. So we're going to give our friends a little challenge, and that is, do this week, particularly for those of you who is like your very first time, if you have never done like video before, this week you're going to make either a video story or a video reel on Instagram. So make your video, and then make sure you tag us, tag Beth English on Instagram, and tag Sergio Gomez Art on Instagram. Tag us both. We'll check it out. We'll give you a hey, hooray. And who knows, we probably will also repost it as well, from watching this video. It will make us really happy to see a bunch of videos this week of artists, sharing for the first time, making a video, because guess what? That is coming. That's the future of social media. So might as well jump on it right now. We'll help you along the way, and we'll make it fun. So that's the homework.
This is great. I love this episode. I'm like already like, I got to make a video.
Yes, we got to go to our videos. All right. So my friends, if you want to follow Beth, where can they find you in all places digital?
You can find me at Beth English. That's BETHINGLISH on Facebook and Instagram, on my website, bethenglish.com. If you want to check out all the things that I have going on, go to bethenglish.com/hello. And I've got all sorts of really great links for you to watch my YouTube and check out my coaching program and all that wonderful stuff. So can't wait to connect with you.
Awesome.
What about you, Sergio?
Love it. Well, my friends, you can find me at Sergio Gomez Art on Instagram. Of course, all the other social media, my website, Sergio Gomez Online. But really, if you want to know everything I'm doing, just go to Instagram. That's where I'll be probably making videos and making art as well. So thank you guys for watching. We expect to see a bunch of your videos this week. Have fun with it. Don't overthink it. Just have fun. Don't forget to tag us, otherwise we'll never see them. And that will be really fun. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Bye, Beth.
Bye.